Sex and Violence with Rebel Girl is presented by UFC Fight Pass. See the best that UFC Fight Pass has to offer on the Fight Pass 24/7 stream, offering a constant channel of historic fight action all day, all night. Tune in, sit back, and enjoy a network created by fans for fans. Step into our world. UFCFightPass.com.
Sex and violence. Sex and violence. Sex and violence. Sex and violence.
Hey guys, welcome back to Sex and Violence with Rebel Girl, presented by UFC Fight Pass, the show that interviews top-level MMA fighters and other experts in their fields about love, dating, romance, and that all-too-taboo subject, sex. I'm your host, Ashley Rebel Girl Evan Smith. Now let's talk about sex and violence.
What's happening, hot stuff?
What is up, my naughty listeners? We are back in the studio for a new episode. And before I get to this guest, I'm always telling you guys what I got going on. So last week, if you're a consistent listener, you know that I was hosting SOS 8 submission-only series, the Middleweight Pros in downtown Los Angeles. And I did that with Zeta Zhang. It was super fun. A very exclusive kind of vibe. It was at the Rose Bowl Studios and at sunset. You could watch the matches and it was just very cinematic. It was a great event. And I'm not sure actually I do know when the next one is. It's going to be January 21st, but I don't really have too much more information at the moment. And if you want to check anything regarding submission-only series, just submissiononlyseries.com if you are a grappling fan. They put on some amazing high-level submission-only grappling events. Last week, I also told you guys that we're looking for a sex and violence intern. And Zol, I didn't even tell you about this. Guys, so 2 people actually hit me up.
Hey.
I swear to God, I was like, no one's going to hit me up. So you 2 guys, I haven't had time to respond yet, but if you're listening to this, I will get back to you, even if we don't end up working together, don't worry, I will respond. And I'm just blown away. I'm like, you guys really want to work with me? Okay, cool. So that was really nice. And if you are hearing this for the first time and you have any interest in being an intern for sex and violence, it would be some duties like social media posting and marketing and some research for fighters and helping come up with fuck, marry, kill and some segments and stuff like that. So it would be a fun gig, but it's an intern position, so I can't pay you for now until we make $1 million. But so keep hitting me up on sex and violence podcast at gmail.com. That's where you can send all your and if you don't have a resume, one guy actually sent me this nice professional resume. He was a college student.
Yeah.
It was so sweet. I was like, oh, he really sent me his resume. But if you don't have a resume, you can also just shoot me an email with some experience, or maybe you don't even have experience. I will still talk to you guys. This week, what else I have going on? Well, yesterday was my first day back to wrestling, and that was huge because I've been doing striking. And a little update for you guys that know I am, recovering from spine surgery, but I haven't talked about any of that in a long time because I still have a long time until my goddamn suspension is over. So, but regardless of the suspension, I'm actually taking a trip to Colombia in January. Colombia, late January. Medellin, I can't say. Medellin. Say it again?
Medellin.
I'm not going to try. I'm going to Colombia, guys. I can't pronounce.
That's where Pablo Escobar's from.
Oh, yeah, I'm going where Pablo Escobar's from. Okay. So I'm going there not for Escobar reasons, cocaine. I'm going there for the other good stuff, for the stem cells. And it's because my body, I just have I still have pain, guys. And so people keep asking me, are you retired? Are you going back to fighting? I know you're suspended. Are you still with the UFC? So let me answer. Yes, still with the UFC. Yes, still suspended until March. And I'm laughing because it's fuck, I've accepted it. And, it's just such an annoying thing. And it's right around the corner, yeah. And in the meantime, I'm going to take advantage of my time off and I'm getting some stem cells to kind of just heal 100% because my goal is to not have pain while I train. And so it's just a mission, guys. Just believe me when I say I'm doing absolutely everything in my power from what I put in my body. I actually got in trouble for getting blood work and thinking that I was putting the right things in my body. Learn from my mistakes, guys. Always check the labels and always check it if you're a UFC fighter on globaldro.com. I will be a cautionary tale for you guys. Me and actually Bobby Green. It's very unfortunate, but he just got released from the UFC. He got in trouble for the same exact thing. And so it can happen to a lot of people. And if you're listening to this and you're a fighter, globaldro.com. It could save you a lot of money and a lot of headaches. So but I'm back to wrestling and things are going really, really good. So I'll keep you guys updated, but I still won't fight until next year. You'll see me go to Colombia in January. You'll probably be like, what the heck's she doing there? But just working on getting my body 100%. What else I got going on? Actually, this weekend I'm doing a photo shoot. A girl, girl on girl. That sounds real bad. No, I don't want to say that. No, that's not the way. I'm doing Yeah. No, I'm doing a photo shoot with another girl, not girl on girl. God, that sounds horrible. I did my first
collaboration.
Oh, I did. Oh, yeah. There we go. A collaboration with a lady. And so I wonder if you guys can guess who it is. It's another fighter girl. And I'll just leave you guys hanging for now. I did my first B/G shoot last month. I didn't know what that.
I could probably guess the fighter before I would guess what B/G.
I didn't even know what a BG shoot was until somebody messaged me. They're like, "Oh my God, I saw your pictures on your exclusive fan time site, and it was so sexy. What a great BG shoot!" And I was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Thank you. What is a boy girl?"
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my partner Mike did it with me. Yeah.
Okay, now I don't pry into those, but I gotta see Mike's picture.
Yeah, I know. Trust me. Yeah, guys, if you want
to see Mike in a man thong.
Okay. I'm kidding. Guys, if you are interested in checking that out, me and Zol are laughing about it, but it was super fun. I think they came out pretty sexy, you know.
He's a very kept good individual.
Yeah, and it was.
Him to spread those wings.
I'm so proud of him for doing something like that. Yeah, if you want to check out the BG shoot,
and he's a stud.
Yeah, the website is www.ashleyrebelgirl.com. It's a fan time site, which is kind of like OnlyFans, but even better. So support us that way for sure. BG, or if you want to
new every day, you know.
I know. And yeah, so actually this weekend I'm doing, like I said, the collaboration shoot, and so I'm just having a lot of fun with it. And I used to say, if you listen back like a year and a half ago to the earlier episode, I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. It's too much work. And it is a lot of work. It really is. And I had respect for the ladies and guys that did it before, but now, holy fuck, it's just like buying the outfits, getting your hair done, getting your makeup done, buying a cool location for the background and whatnot. It's just a whole thing. So check it out, guys. It's been a fun adventure. And ashleyrebelgirl.com. Some things I want to tell you about coming up. Tuesday the 15th. In this episode, I actually give my girl a shout out, but November 15th, Irvine Improv is where my girl Zeta Zhang will be wrestling for United Wrestling Championships or something like that. It doesn't matter. Zeta Zhang will be in the ring. I will be there. You guys should be there as well. Check it out at irvineimprov.com. It's probably where you get tickets. I'm just shooting it out there. And then up next, Fighting, a local fight promotion that has made me a member of their family. I'm their official backstage correspondent. I talk to the fighters. I absolutely love this job. It's so fucking fun. I was so nervous at first. Still nervous. I get nervous for everything that when I want to do something really well, I get a little bit of anxiety and nerves, but I think that's normal,
The jitters, the good jitters.
The good jitters.
Butterflies in the stomach,
yeah, I get butterflies with things that I care about, and I just care about this job a lot, but it's getting more comfortable. I think I'm getting a little bit better at the interviews and feeling comfortable and whatnot, but the next event is a pro card, and it's November 19th at Commerce Casino, so if you're in the Southern California area, it's actually already sold out for general admission. That's how. Yeah. So, and there's 3 title fights. I don't have them in front of me right now, but I should probably know them. But I know that it is the first ever bantamweight title. It is Cody Gibson, the Renegade, versus Francisco Rivera, and a local guy. And they're both UFC veterans. Cisco's just a fucking brawler, but he was super reserved in his last fight, actually, against Ishihara. Teruto Ishihara. Yeah, he beat him, and he was like piecing him up.
The same organization?
Yeah, for Up Next.
They're grabbing fighters.
Yeah,
Holy
Up
shit.
Next Fighting is getting some good OG veterans, Bellator, UFC, yeah, World Series of Fighting, and so the bantamweight title's on the line. The heavyweight title, Big Lou Schwenke is fighting. His opponent actually just dropped out, but they do have someone filling in. And then the first ever flyweight title. So 3 titles, and they're the first ever. Albert Morales was their first ever featherweight title or champion. And now Gilbert Nakatani is fighting. I think his name is Rosas.
R-O-S-A-S.
Yeah, Jesse Rosas for the flyweight title. And just like a whole card of great fights that night. So check them out at upnextfighting.com. Yeah, Commerce Casino. And each show gets better. They always, like this last one, it was an amateur show.
That's a big room, just to let you know. Like,
Yeah.
If it's sold out general, that's like 2,000 people.
Yeah,
Big room.
and they're selling out, and it's just high quality. Even if you check out their social media, it's at upnextfighting.com on Instagram, and even their social media looks legit. So, but anyway, all right, I digress. So that's all I really want to tell you guys about. No. The last thing I want to talk about, guys, me and Zol, we're always trying to sell you guys on UFC Fight Pass because, well, they're my boss, but also we actually really like the platform. It's got a lot of cool,
I fell asleep to it last night just watching Classic.
So last night I was like, I'm just going to check out something, and I end up watching another episode of Fight Lore.
Exactly. That's the best.
It's the best show,
In my
guys.
opinion,
Yeah.
that's the best.
If you guys know what Fight Lore is, then you know how good it is. But if you don't, it is a animated like docu-series where they tell real stories about the MMA history. So I want to give you just like a little rundown of the one I watched last night. So if you don't know who Lightning Lee Murray is, look this guy up.
So good.
Of course, you know who he is, Zol. But so London, okay, the stage is set, guys. London in the late 80s. This guy is like a kid. He's growing up on the street. He's a little gangster, kind of like Oliver Twist style. He's like pickpocketing, selling drugs, getting better, like shootouts.
Ooh, like a Robin Hood with a little bit of ass.
Yeah, and then he gets into fighting, and when he gets into fighting, all these coaches see that he's just like a badass. He's got heart, he's got speed, he's got strength. He's like could have been a contender. It's like a great, huge potential. And then he had really good mic skills too. I was watching some of it, and just reminded me of like a little bit Conor McGregor, but mixed with like Sean Strickland.
Yeah, you have a little bit of
crazy.
psycho.
Yeah.
With a little bit of get the fuck on.
Yeah. And like he was sassy, and like he spoke well too. So I wanted to say that.
Time people really didn't fuck around like that.
Yeah, and he used to walk out with the Hannibal Lecter mask and like the chains and the jumpsuit and stuff. Okay, guys, so he went from London and he went and trained with Pat Miletich in Iowa, which was pretty much the best MMA gym around at the time. And there's actually a famous a story that Lightning Lee Murray got into a fight with Tito Ortiz, and there's like some you remember that, Zol? There's like some stipulation or speculation on Tito's side. He's like, it didn't happen like that, but like Pat Miletich is basically saying that like Lee Murray, fucked Tito up. He like knocked him out, like threw like a fucking 5-piece, hit Tito with all of them, and was like, down for the But what I want to tell you about Lee Murray is that this guy had all the potential in the world. Could have been a champion. He actually fought Anderson Silva outside of the UFC because he couldn't get back into the U.S. for probably like legal reasons, which I feel you, Lee. So he fought Anderson Silva in like another organization, and he went the distance with Anderson. So it's like he didn't win, but that's
not too many people can say they did.
Yeah, especially back then at Anderson's prime. But then this guy decides to do the biggest cash heist ever of $53 million, and at first he got away with it. At first he fucking got away with it, Zol. I was like mind blown, and then this dude pulled a dumb thing where he basically like recorded himself on these burner phones, and I'm ruining it for you guys.
Yeah, no,
but
just leave it there.
Okay. $53 million, guys. All right. But Lee Murray, if you're listening to my podcast in a Moroccan prison somewhere,
I'm about to say he's in jail.
dude, I want to interview that guy. That's my dream guest, Lee Murray, Lightning Lee Murray. Man, it would be amazing. Okay, I'm rambling, but this is my UFC Fight Pass pitch for this week. Check out Fight Lore. It's my favorite show.
That.
Yeah, shit like that is on there. And you're just like, what? And it's fun because it's a true fucking story. And then they animate it. And yeah,
The animations are dope.
that's all I want to tell you about that, guys. Okay, enough about UFC Fight Pass. They know that we love them. You guys know we love them. If you're not subscribed yet, go do that. And if you guys want to email me just about, questions or guest suggestions or anything at all, we're very responsive on the email, sexandviolencepodcast@gmail.com, like I said. And if you like this podcast, do your girl a favor. Send it to somebody, send an actual episode, have them listen to it, not just the Instagram, because our Instagram is actually fucking killing it and we appreciate you guys so much, but share the podcast because that's what matters, actual listens and whatnot. And if you're listening to this right now on Apple Podcasts, please do us a favor, pause right now, go in the upper right-hand corner and click follow. It's just like a little plus sign in the upper right-hand corner, and that would help us out a lot.
It's like one of two buttons.
Yeah. It's not that hard, guys. I believe in you. You can do it. All right, guys, let's get to our guest. Today's guest is an American mixed martial artist who competes in the middleweight division of the UFC. The 33-year-old holds a 16-4 record, is a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, was a Division I wrestler and an NJCAA national champion. He previously fought for World Series of Fighting, Dana White Contender Series, Bellator MMA, and Brave Combat Federation. He currently lives in Miami, Florida, and trains at Sanford MMA. We talk about new welterweight drop, being a home-thot, dating normies, from Section 8 housing to the UFC, using Tinder like Uber Eats, pretty feet a must, UFC Groupie Expectations, shooting your shot with Rihanna, Sex in the City boner, sex club procedures, eating booty super necessary, pump fake for the bill a must, doggy style is his style, and so much more. Here is your guest, Phil No Hype Hawes. Okay, we're here with Phil No Hype Hawes. I'm very excited to have you on the show. You're filling in for Mr. Dean Thomas. I really appreciate it. How are you doing today?
I'm always good, feeling great. How are you doing?
I'm good. I love this podcast. I feel bad because I don't know more about you, but I really do a lot of deep dives into every guest. So I'm excited to get to know you on a level that's not just how great of a wrestler you are, how great of a fighter you are. Let's get to the good stuff. But let's talk about fighting because that's what people tune in for, sex and violence. So as far as fighting goes, you just came off a fight less than a little over a week ago. This is a very hard question, but do you have any idea of when you're going to fight next, who you want to fight?
Probably never. No, I'm just joking. I don't know, for sure. That's what it feels like after a loss sometimes. You're just like, fuck, I don't want to do this. You know what I mean? But it was a growing experience. I probably got to let my brain heal a little bit, let my body rest up, get an MRI on my knee, see how it's doing, and just take it from there. Whatever my team, my manager says, those guys, Mick hit me up and say, hey, we got somebody for you. So it's just taking my time, let my body heal, rest up. I don't want to get in there too quick, though,
Yeah, that's definitely a seasoned veteran move. A lot of people, I remember in my younger years, you take a loss and it was kind of like, I just want to get it back. But it's not like that. You got to take time, learn, grow, let your brain rest, like you said, which is very smart. You don't really hear fighters talk about letting their brain heal because, guys, CTE is a real thing and we don't even know that much shit about it. So
It's scary. As a fighter, do you get scared about CTE? Like, do you find yourself like missing a word or two? And you're just like, oh, is that it? Or no?
Well, I was like, I didn't even acknowledge CTE because I was like, look, that's just going to make me really feel bad about the career choice I've chosen. But then I sat down next to Rose Gracie, who is the daughter of one of the really big Gracies. I'm going to get in trouble by all the jiu-jitsu people right now, but beautiful person who literally started a foundation called the Fighting Foundation, and it's all about CTE and basically giving money to athletes who have been affected by CTE, because as you know, probably, that you can get depression, suicide, like the worst kind of stuff, right? So she schooled me on that, and now I think about it all the time, and I'm still an active fighter, so I'm like, damn it, ignorance is bliss.
Of course, 100%. But I mean, do you ever like miss a word and like, oh, is that it? Or do you feel like it? Or because I feel like sometimes I'm just like, I'm overthinking. I'm like, oh shit, I got it. That's it. CT right there. You know what I mean?
Well, I'll tell you that. So I'm a little over 3 years sober, and when I stopped drinking, I started smoking a little bit more weed, right? So, and I'm like, pro marijuana, you know, it's great for mental health and a lot of great things. Some people are like, devil's lettuce, but not me. So sometimes I'm like, is it getting punched or is it from smoking weed? And I feel like as I get older, I don't know about you, I'm 35, I know you're 33, like learning techniques sometimes, especially jiu-jitsu, I'm like, it just doesn't come as easy to me. And so I'm like, am I getting older or is this CTE? That's where I actually question it.
For sure. Same.
All right. Well, I'll let you rest up. I won't badger you about who you're going to fight. But something I like to ask people to kind of get to know them on a deeper level is we all have this giant platform, right? Especially like the UFC is the biggest. You've been on Bellator, World Series, all these other ones, you know, internationally, fought a bunch of times. But what is something that you hope people think of when I think of Phil Hawes? Not just your fighting, but what is like a part of your legacy that you want to, you know, put out there? What do you want to use your platform for?
Man, that's a good question, because like it kind of puts like your legacy. When you think legacy, you think about fighting, right? Mm-hmm. So like instantly, like, oh, champions out of this guy. But there's also tons of stuff I want to do for like single mothers and things like that, like Section 8 housing, something I come from, and just being like having people make an awareness of what Section 8 housing is and how it helped me develop where I'm at. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because I had no idea at the time. I was in Section 8 housing. I just knew I lived in like a really nice neighborhood, and we couldn't like afford it. You know what I mean? Because like I remember one day, like it's like yesterday, it was like I was in high school and my buddy, we went to the car dealership. He got a new car. His mom got a new car and his little brother got a new car, all new cars. And I went home and my lights weren't on. And I'm like, why, Mom, why do we live here? Like, what are we doing, you know? But once I got older, I developed, like I learned it was Section 8 house. And that's how we got to live there. And just from that, it made me see like the world in a different light. Like, cause I knew it was possible, but if you live in like, mostly urban community, like you won't be able to see those things, like going to a car dealership and seeing all these other opportunities come out. So like Section 8 house is something huge I want to do.
Wow. That's really cool. I have yet to have a guest talk about Section 8 housing and single mothers and whatnot. I don't know the specific details. I'm really open about my past. I come from kind of like white trash is like such a harsh word, but just kind of like little redneck, you know, but like I'm self-deprecating at times. But yeah, we actually had Section 8 housing. We come from a really small town in Northern California, and it was all Hispanic, and we were the one white family. And so, yeah, Section 8 housing gave me a better opportunity as a pre-high school, and then as I got into high school, we moved into a better house. But you know, it changed our lives and our quality of living. And I started wrestling in high school, which just changed my life completely, you know. And so we can touch base on that if you want. I know that you were a national champion wrestler, and so I'm assuming you started in high school, right?
Yeah, I started a little late. Started like freshman or sophomore year in high school, and
me too.
Well, like I did you really?
Mm-hmm, sophomore year.
And Cali now is like female wrestling big in Cali, or is it like, because I know Oklahoma's bigger?
Oh yeah, so I mean, in California, when I started in high school, I was on a boys team, and then I did win California state champion as a girl. But like when you wrestle boys and then you go wrestle the girls, like winning that girls state championship was easy, you know.
For sure. But still, California is still a really tough state to wrestle. You know what I mean? It's like a tough state.
Oh yeah, and I'm so grateful because you know, this podcast is about you, but you know, just wrestling for me, since I didn't have a really tight family environment, it taught me, you know, tenacity and dedication and willpower, dieting and all the stuff that like a good mom and dad and all that should probably teach you. Wrestling did that for me, and then it got me into college. I got a scholarship and whatnot, yada yada. So, but let's talk about you, Phil.
Let's talk. I'm here. What's up?
So how did you get into wrestling, and how did that kind of shape you growing up?
I got into wrestling. Started football, of course. I was pretty decent at football, pretty good. Then my football coach was like, also the wrestling coach was like, hey, I think you'll do good at wrestling. And then I just took a knack to it. I didn't know my dad, but I know he wrestled in college. My mom told me like he was a high level guy. So maybe it was just in my genes or something, genetic or whatever. So I progressed to it. And then long story short, I just fell in love with it. You know how it is. It's just like, it's a solo sport. Mm-hmm. And I feel like wrestling's like really taught me like what you put in is what you get out. You know what I mean? And like in a lot of things in life don't do that, but wrestling did it to me. The more time you put on the mat, the better your results usually, I feel.
Yeah, of course. And I think that's it's frustrating because I thought the same thing. Like if I work hard, things will always work out. And in fighting, it works out too. Not always. It's more of a fucking one punch knockout kind of crazy sport, but in life, it's not always like that. You work really hard. It doesn't always work out that way. But there's other lessons that wrestling taught me for sure.
Yeah, I agree. Wrestling, I think wrestling's amazing. I think, you know what I mean? Like, of course, we're a little biased, but I feel like it's definitely a good foundation, just like mentally,
Oh, I'm super biased. As soon as I saw that you were a wrestler, I was like, oh, my people,
For sure. I understand.
So, I'm going to ask you kind of a cheesy question. It's always like, be world champion, but what are some of your MMA goals?
MMA goals, man. Right now it's to win a fight. Like that'd be those baby steps. No, my MMA goals. Some MMA goals just I think I'm gonna go to welterweight. So that's gonna be a good weight cut. So that'd be the first one.
Wow.
Make welterweight.
So what is the catalyst behind that? Do you feel like you're not strong enough at middleweight, or is you just don't cut that much weight?
Come on, boy's strong. Dog.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
No. It's just like the height and the reach of these guys. It's like I'm tired of fighting like 6'4", 6. My another dude was like 6'6", and I'm like I'm 6 foot. You know what I mean? And just like even with my last fight, like I was in his guard, but he was so tall and long, I couldn't put myself in. You know what I mean? So. I think I just want to try it. Why not try it?
Hey, you're preaching to the choir. I've started my career at 145. I was a big girl. I'm still a big girl. And then I went down to, bantamweight because the UFC added the bantamweight division. Actually started in World Series, then went to bantamweight. And then they added the flyweight division. And I'm like, well, why not? And everyone looked at me like, bitch, you're not going to make flyweight, And I made it. I made it twice. And then I moved my ass back to bantamweight because that was too much.
Brutal or what? The weight cut was just too
So the weight cut was brutal, but you and I both know how to cut weight from years of doing it. It's all about starting at the right time, not depleting yourself too soon, yada yada, right? But so I can cut weight. It's just I lost speed and power. And it was just like, fuck, the trade-offs, So I felt so strong, against like some of these girls. Like I fought Beck Rawlings. She's a Australian girl. Okay, so she was a strawweight fighter before that. So I felt, of course, I just so much taller, bigger, stronger. But, I just thought, I think the speed and the power is more important than feeling the reach and all that.
So you mean like the explosiveness?
Yeah. Yes. I didn't feel like I had that same pop. And, I won, I beat her, and that was a good performance. But, yeah, it just takes it out of you because, in sparring, it's not the same. You're just spending the whole time cutting weight, and it's not worth it.
Yeah.
But you'll see what's, it's science.
Don't put that in the universe. Don't say I'm a 3. Like, I'm be explosive as shit at 70.
No. You'll find out if welterweight is a good weight for you or not, for sure.
Yeah.
So
for sure. I'm trying to do a mock, see what happens.
Yeah, and do a test cut. I've literally never done a test cut because I'm like, if I'm cutting that weight, you're gonna pay me, But,
for sure.
Okay, but you mentioned earlier about the single mom. I know this is mushy, but like, tell me about it. Like, what a great thing. You didn't know your dad, and now you want to do something, for single moms in Section 8 housing. Was she just a huge part of your life?
So listen, I had a stepdad, but I didn't know my real dad. But single moms bring, of course, it kind of had that feel, you know what I mean? Because my stepdad came in my life like 6 years old. So I knew him pretty well,
Okay.
you know.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
But it just like I felt like in trying to make the plan for the Section 8 housing, I was like, okay, like because I'm really want to do this, so I was like, okay, what's gonna be some qualifications? Who's gonna benefit the most? And in my head, I'm like, okay, single mothers will probably benefit the most in beating the qualifications because I just feel like maybe they deal with the single fathers too, whatever. You know what I mean? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. No, I mean that makes perfect sense. All right. So growing
Yeah.
up, you had the stepdad and your mom. This
Yeah.
is a dating podcast. So what age was it pre-wrestling? Like when did you become girl crazy? Because there's always that point, it could be like real young, 10, 11, or you could have been
It
focused on.
was it was like maybe six. I think it was like sixth grade, maybe fourth or fifth. My mom had like all these gold rings, and I like stole them. Well, I took all her gold rings, and I like gave them to some girl. I don't know. I was like,
That's
it's
adorable.
not good. I got in trouble. Like, yeah, not good. So it happened early.
All right. So when was your first real girlfriend?
First real girlfriend was probably like freshman year. Like that's normal, right? Like, what was
Oh, yeah.
yours?
I lost my virginity at 15, and like I think I didn't really have like a real boyfriend before that. So maybe like 16 was my first boyfriend. I was like not that I'm so great right now, but definitely more of like an ugly duckling situation going on. Like chunky girl, tomboy wrestler. I was just always with the dudes, and so yeah.
Okay. I got it.
All right, so you had your first girlfriend in high school. All right, what was
Yeah.
dating like? Were you focused on wrestling, or were you kind of back and forth?
So your boys got to eat. Like, I mean, of course, I mean, girls were always there, you know what I mean? But of course, you do sports. But like, I was like in a small town, so like everyone kind of knew each other a little bit.
Yeah.
So I was eating, but like I wasn't like going crazy because I thought like college was gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna kill it.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Feel like, which college was definitely better, without a fact.
So what small town are you from?
Little Ferry, and we had to like do like a satellite school to like the next town over because we didn't have like a big enough town for our own high.
Okay, so I just had on Sumiko Inaba, a Hawaiian Bellator fighter, and in
Yeah.
Hawaii is slim pickings, this tiny island. She's like,
Oh,
as,
yeah.
as I got older, I was like, damn, the pool is getting pretty shallow here for dating. So
Yeah, I
so
can imagine it's probably rough out there. Yeah.
I can imagine. Yeah, I went there for a visit recently, and it is tiny, so I can only
How
imagine.
was it? How was it?
It
How was
was
the fight?
beautiful. It was my uncle actually lives out there in Kauai, and as someone who lives here in Orange County in Southern California, like it's just a night and day, and it helps you decompress. And sometimes I realize I don't even know how to decompress. So you have
Yeah.
to like emerge, what's it called? Submerge yourself into, the kind of like just the culture out there, and it's just very chill, like aloha, So it was awesome.
That's dope.
So in college, did you get a
How
little
long was
crazy?
that for?
Oh, sorry.
A week, 2 weeks.
We went out for, I think it was 10 days.
That's a good time. All right, bet.
Yeah, because the first like 3 days, I kept checking my phone and it felt like I had to be somewhere,
Oh,
and
yeah.
finally I was just like, all right, I'm gonna put this phone down and just be here in the moment, be present.
Yeah.
And it was good. Yeah. So
That's
did you
dope.
go wild in college? What was college like, dating
In
wise?
college, see, that's the thing. It was like even in college, because I'm the wrestler, right? And
Yeah.
then like learned like a lot. I was in like Dan Gable, Tom Brandt's era, where they're like, you got to do everything. Don't drink. Don't do this. You know what I mean? Like just guns to the wall. Like, you know what I mean? Balls to the wall. Just get after it. So like, I would partake. I would go to the parties. Blah blah blah. Be sober as shit. So like, like when you're sober as shit, it's not as much fun. It is fun because I'm still like kind of sober.
Yeah.
But like, it's not the same.
You
know
didn't
what I
get
mean?
as wild. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get to get as wild as as other people did, but it was so fun. It was dope. Girls were dope, of course.
Are you a relationship kind of guy, or are you kind of just?
It's like I'm like a homebody thought a little bit. You know what I mean? Like
No, wait. What? I know what a homebody is, and I think I know what a thought is. A thought is like more like a slut,
yeah, kind of right.
a
Like,
home slut.
yeah. Right? So like with girls, it's like okay, I like that girl, like that girl, like that girl. Okay. But if I'm kicking with her for a while, like I'm like, all right, let me just chill out here for a while. You know what I mean? But in my mind, I'm like, I still like the other girl, but I'm like, all right, this is cool too. But you know what I mean? Like I like to eat.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
With training and stuff, I'm so lazy. Like it's like,
So is this Phil before or Phil now?
this is still present day.
Okay,
You know?
all right.
Yeah.
And okay, so before we get into Phil present day,
Yeah.
answer 2 questions for me. How do you identify sexually, and what is your current dating status? Are you single, seeing anybody?
Single and sexually, just
Heterosexual?
Heterosexual.
Heterosexual. Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And get everybody, don't worry. They're like, there's so many, adjectives now. Yeah. It's all good. All right. So you're single. Let's talk about now. Are you looking to date? Or are you just trying to focus on fighting?
Man, it's like I said, it's tough with fighting, and like I'm not good at like that. So I had long-term relationships. Like my last relationship was like 6 years. The one before that was like 3 years.
Oh.
Or that was like another 3 or 2 years. I do long distance. Yeah.
You were a relationship guy.
Yeah.
I asked you. You were like, oh well, but like, okay, so now, Phil, you're a home-thot. But before you were in so many relationships, always in relationships, it sounds like, right?
So that's why I'm a home-thot, because I'm used to being like a homebody, like, oh, this is my girl, blah, blah, blah. But then part of me is like, no, be out there. But part of me is like, chill
okay.
out.
Yeah, because you're used to being in a relationship.
Exactly.
I got it. So is this the first time that you're kind of trying to not be in a relationship?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say not, but it's just like, I'm just so focused, and I'm not really good on like the game. Like, I'm not like, so like, I'm pretty bad. Like, so like, I slid in this girl's DM, boom. It took her maybe like 3 hours to reply. I was like, hey, what's up, blah, blah, blah. She said, oh, sorry, I was at work. And I was like, all right, forget it. You know what I mean? Like,
wait. Oof. Dang, Phil.
Is that bad? Is that too much?
It's bad because it's like, what kind of girl is just like, ooh, like if a woman like me, if I don't respond in 3 hours, I'm probably training, I'm probably recording a podcast, I'm probably out there like busting my ass and grinding. And I thought that's the kind of woman that a man wants, right?
Right, but I mean, 3 hours? You didn't check your phone in my head, I'm like, 3 hours? What are you doing for 3 hours? Like, you can't check your phone. You can say, oh, you're right. You actually... All right.
I'm at the gym for 2, a minimum, I get home, I shower, I eat, and I'm like, oh shit, my phone. I can't be having you get mad at me, like, I get it, Phil. I get it. Yeah, you got to be a little bit more patient, at least like play the game for a little while, because my guy, if I text him and he doesn't respond in 3 hours, I'm like, where are you? But you can't.
How long you guys been together?
3 years on Thanksgiving.
Okay. Well, that's different. You guys are like, together like that's
exactly, that's different. So I'm like, where the fuck is my guy? You're like, she's not even your girl yet, and you're like, where are you?
Yeah, true. Fair. That's fair. All right, I'm a little crazy, I guess.
No, I mean, you know what you want someone who's available. Me and my old friend, we used to joke around because we would always say like the trade-off. We want someone who's always available when we're available, but we also want someone who's got their shit together. And you just don't get the two. You either get like the loser guy who's like, I'm down to party whenever you want, or the guy who's like, I'm so busy working and I just can't. And you're like, ugh. Because we only have a limited amount of free time, right? When you're not training. Yeah.
That's exactly it. 100%. All right, bet.
I get it. We get it. But you can't have your cake and eat it too. You got to compromise, Phil.
I'm working on it. I'm taking notes. I'm working on it.
So besides the DMs, do you meet girls with online dating?
Online dating, like the apps, like how'd you meet your boyfriend?
He slid on into my DMs.
Hey,
well, okay, first, we knew each other like 6 years prior from jiu-jitsu. He's a black belt, and
game.
Yeah, gotta, if you don't have those wrestler hips, you gotta have grappler hips at least, So he slid in there. He knew me, but I remember him back then. I remember he had a really pretty Hispanic girlfriend. Like, I know I'm all done up right now, but like normally I'm a super tomboy, right? And I remember looking and I was like, damn, I'm not pretty enough. And he was looking at me, and I had a guy, and we were looking, and then just came back around 6 years later.
Okay, dang. All right, and 3 years long, that's dope.
Yeah, and it's great. It's great, so you never know. Maybe you already met somebody that you're gonna be with in the future. You just don't know.
Okay, I got you. What's up? But okay, so he was a jiu-jitsu black belt, right? So this is right. So now, did he fight or never fought?
He fought a few fights, yeah.
Okay, now, as a woman, do you see guys who like say he didn't know jiu-jitsu, say he was just a regular dude, not combatives at all? Would you still talk to him? Would you still?
I have dated normies.
Normie.
I dated like a skateboarder guy and a musician and stuff, and it doesn't do the same thing for my lady parts as a fucking alpha male who is just knows how to wrestle and fight and like they train and they eat right. Like that's the vibe I want. So that's what I'm looking for. But I do have, friends, especially guys who date girls who don't train. But it seems like with the females, we desire someone with a similar lifestyle. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, that's fair. That's solid. Okay.
So do you do the online, like Tinder, Bumble, any of those things?
Yeah, of course. That's like my Uber Eats. Wait, of course.
Did you say it's like my Uber Eats?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I get it.
I mean,
it.
It's like good, but like sometimes the quality's not there, but it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah,
I like it.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I actually never did online dating. Actually, no, I did Plenty of Fish. Do you remember that?
Okay. That's online dating. You just lied to me. But
Okay. Well, Plenty of Fish was like so old, and I did it for a little while. And I actually met a boy, and we dated for like a month, and I shut down my account, and then that didn't work out. And then it just I reopened it, and you know what? I've said this on the podcast before. It's embarrassing. Someone was like, they wrote me a message. They're like, "This is not the real Ashley Evans Smith. She wouldn't be on Plenty of Fish." And I was like, "Yeah, she wouldn't." Delete. So I felt like, oh, okay. Once you reach a certain like status or like notoriety or whatever you want to call it, like you're not allowed to be on those things. But since then, they've created Raya and like these other dating apps that are for like someone who, is famous. I'm doing air quotes, guys. Like someone who's famous, or if you make a certain amount of money, which is pretty fucking shallow, I feel. Or Do you like have a specific dating app that you like Bumble, where the girls can actually reach out to you first?
No, I wouldn't. I guess that's easier for me. You know what I mean? Like if Bumble, because the girls hit you up first, so it's just like whatever. But it's all pretty much the same, I think. You know what I mean? Like, but some girls don't like hitting you up, right? Like they want the guy to be the aggressor. So it just depends, right, on the situation, on the girl.
Yeah. So if you had to choose between online dating and meeting a girl in person, what would you choose?
Definitely in person, right? Because like, we don't got to go through like this whole thing. Like, are you crazy? Are you real? How updated are your pictures? You know what I mean?
Oh, you're still going to go through the whole "are you crazy" thing. It's just, you got to like wait, because sometimes they show it early, right? And sometimes they wait like a month and then they show you the crazy.
I feel like we're talking from like past experience right now. Is this what happened?
Of course we're talking about past experience. I had one fucking dude who, this is the worst. This is the worst part. I hate saying it. So a month into dating, he started dropping the N-word. And he was not a black man.
Solid. Okay.
I'm like, you hid your racism from me for like a month? I'm like, I'm out,
Was it like in rap songs, or was it like...
No, it was like I was talking to someone and he got mad.
Okay.
And it just, that was it for me. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I'm out of here. But it was like a month? Like, holy shit. Like, how did I not see this before?
Yeah. That might be a deal breaker.
That's a deal breaker. So what are some of your deal breakers, Phil?
Deal breakers. Dang, that's tough. I try to be pretty accepting of everyone, right? But like off the top of my head, deal breakers, besides making me wait 3 hours.
Yeah, you have extremely high standards. So let's hear these deal breakers.
I don't know. Fuck. Is pretty feet? Is that a deal?
You got to have pretty feet.
Pretty feet are nice, I think.
No,
right?
I mean, you know what you want. That's like me saying, I don't want to date a short guy. It's just preference. It's okay, like, especially like, would you consider yourself into feet, like foot fetish, kind of a little bit?
I wouldn't say foot fetish.
Hey, man, we don't yuck anyone's yum on this show, just so you know. So it's all good.
No, but I mean, like, so I worked in a strip club for like when I was on the come up on the regional circuit, of course. So I worked in a strip club, and I got used to girls like looking like super like nails done, toes done, looking sexy, like you know what I mean. So then when I got to like the normal world with the normies, like, you know what I mean, out of that scene, like some of them don't do that, and it's like, what? Wait, what do you mean your nails aren't done? Your toes aren't done? But I get it because they got like, you know, different lifestyles. But it's like, kind of need that.
I mean, that's not that bad. You know, I've definitely heard guys have different expectations that are even harder to meet. But yeah, just if that's what you're into, that's what you're into. Would you say that kind of that look, you know, because, you know, I'm not going to be shallow. Like I got fake titties myself, but like strippers, you know, they have a certain look. Is that the look that you like?
I wouldn't say fake titties are nice. Fake titties are. I'm not gonna.
said every man in the world.
Sure. No, but no, I just like a female. You know what I mean? I guess I'm with dudes all day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's just like, and they like smelly dudes. So like a girl that's like feminine, but like still like, you know what I mean? She'd be a fighter or whatever. But I mean, just like nails done, toes done, smell good. Hair nice. That's it. So I mean, that's not
all right.
Right?
No, it's not too much to ask. I don't think so. You know, there's definitely going to be some girls with busted nails on here listening, like, what the fuck, you know? But I'm like,
sure.
Okay. Besides the physical attributes, what do you look for in a partner? You know, for me, I'll start it off for you. Like when I was younger, you know, it was like good dick and like a nice body, and now I'm older, and I'm like, oh. Good dick does not make the world go round. You know, it's like that's very important. But for me, a huge turn on is when I see my guy and he's busting his ass, whether it's training, you know, he's opening his own gym, he's doing these things like that fucking gets me excited. Like I'm like, oh my God, that's a turn on to me. And those are just characteristics, you know, like work ethic and whatnot. So besides looks, what are you into?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Like I think when you're younger, it's like, oh, she's hot, fat ass.
Yeah.
But now it's like, oh, credit score in her own house. Like that's hot. You know what I mean? Like, so as you get older, like I think you maybe become less like physically shallow. Maybe. I don't know. Me, I have a little bit, and that's why it makes me like a homebody thought, because I'm like, oh, she's hot. I want that. But like this girl's cool, and she's like she's got her shit together, like work ethic's important, you know what I mean? Like lifestyle, you know, and it's just, I mean, every girl's individually different. They bring their own strength, right? Like something that may be cool with this girl may not work so well with this girl, like lifestyle wise. So,
I don't think that like as you get older, your look expectations go down. I think they probably like for me, like they definitely don't. Like I always joke, I'm like I'm shallow as fuck if you don't look good and if you're not keeping it tight. Like me and my guy, we're always like we're gonna keep it tight forever, right? Okay, keep it tight, right? You know, but you know, it's like other expectations rise too. You know, so I don't think you get shallow or get lower expectations or anything like that.
Yeah. Huh, okay, that's fair. That's fair.
What about like common interests? You know, like would you date a girl if she didn't know what the fuck fighting was? Or maybe if she didn't even like it, she's like, oh, I don't really like fighting, but I like you.
Yeah, that's normal. I mean, most of the time, girls don't even know what MMA is.
Oh, yeah,
like,
I forget. I'm like, what? They don't know what MMA is?
Like, I'm still at the point, like, I'm like, do you know what UFC is? Like, I watched it one time, McGregor. Or something,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's always McGregor. Oh, and then me, it's like Ronda Rousey. I'm like, oh, yeah, God damn it.
Sure. So yeah, I think sometimes it's good to get away from a female that's maybe, I don't know, that doesn't really know the sport, introduce you to it. But if you're willing to like work with it, like, okay, this is your life. Let me try to get involved. Okay, this is your life. You know what I mean? That type of deal.
Yeah, as long as she just takes an interest in wanting to, be there for you and help you and all that.
Yeah, I understand it. Yeah, I don't need her in a cage with me. She just got to be like my last ex-girlfriend. She was like super dope with that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So,
have you had an ex corner you before?
No, absolutely not. I can't do that. Have you done that?
Yeah.
How was that?
It's like, it's the best feeling in the world. It's like, who the fuck do you want to go to battle with? The person who would die for you? Like, I have someone right there. That person doesn't care. No one in the world cares more about me than him, not even me, you know? And that's just like a good feeling, And then obviously he's got fucking skills to back it up. He's not like, get him, baby, He's like, fucking grab the arm, fucking drop your hips, I'm like, that's okay.
That's true. That's true. Dude, when you say it, that sounds badass and cool. But me, I'm like, I kind of just like, because with my girl, I'm thinking like I don't even let her most of the time go to the fights because I don't want to be worried about like what she's doing in the crowd. Like, is she okay? Like, did she find her seat? Things like that. So mentally, I'm like, if you go, don't tell me. I don't care. I just want to be there. I just want to be there. You know what I mean? Present, like fighting.
Yeah. No.
So you said that sounds badass.
Like I told you before when we spoke, you got to do whatever is right for your own mental health, you know? And if you know that having your partner at the fight just makes you think about one extra fucking thing, don't have them go. Or just be like, hey, tell me you're not going to go, but really go. But don't tell me you're going to go. Tell me right now into my face you're not going to go, you know?
For sure, 100%. Yeah.
So this is a weird question. I remember asking Tito Ortiz this because he's just a fun person to ask questions. But when you got into the UFC, did you have any groupies, any people that were like, oh, hey, you know?
Yeah, bro, like I tell because I have roommates, Daquan, right? And he aspires to get to the UFC, he's signing the Bellator. And like, I didn't know, like, it's like a toss up, right? So like, I thought I was going to UFC, I was going to get so much pussy. I thought it was going to have like unlimited amount of pussy.
Yeah, it's just going to be raining vaginas.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. And then I'm like, okay, boom, sick fight, first fight, boom, sick fight, second fight, winning, 3 fight streak. I'm like, my DMs are kind of dry. I'm getting a lot of drinks. You know what I mean? Like I appreciate that, but like that's not what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And so I mean, like, of course I get a DM or two, you know what I mean? But I thought I was just gonna be like, I didn't know the middle was so middle. If that makes sense, you know what I mean? Like I thought I was gonna be like killing it.
Yeah.
but I was next to Rihanna last weekend, and I should have shot my shot, but I didn't. I'm so upset. That was last weekend too. So
you said you were what last weekend?
With Rihanna last weekend.
With Rihanna?
Like we're in the club, right? So Dylan, whatever. I don't even know. I'm telling you this. This is like off the rip. So Dylan, he's like the man, and he gets to this club. Boom, we're at the table, and there's what's her name? Gigi, the model.
Okay.
Gigi, you know what I'm talking about? Gigi. She's like some world famous model. Gigi.
Giggly?
What's
Giggly.
Habib or something like that, or
Gigi Had.
There we go. Yeah. Gigi Had.
Yeah. Okay.
Gigi ID, and we got Rihanna on the other side, and I mean, like they're at like arm distance, right? Because Dylan hooked it up. Like this dude's got a crazy pull.
Wow.
Dylan Dennis. But dude, I should have shot my shot. I dropped the ball. I'm so upset. If you see this, Rihanna, I'm sorry. Like,
dude, I don't. Phil, Rihanna.
Yeah, bro.
That's like, oh, the Rock's over there. Hold on. Hold my beer. Let me go hit on the Rock for a second. Because he doesn't have every fucking beautiful woman just like, you know?
That's true. That's fair. But A$AP Rocky got her. I could beat up A$AP Rocky. You know what I mean?
Is that a rapper?
He's a rapper.
Very famous.
Yeah, but you know, I think our brains work like that. Because I literally do the same thing. Like, I'll look at a girl and I'm like, I could take her. Yeah. You know, but like, that's, you know, it's not caveman era. It's like, all right, if I can beat him up, she is mine. You know?
Come home with me.
Yeah. We would kill it in those times.
Yeah.
So, have you ever dated a fighter girl? Like dating in the industry?
David, no, I haven't. No. Yeah, no. So I brought up, back whenever I was training with this guy, and he was like, I was thinking, oh, that'd be dope to train with the jiu-jitsu girl, because at the time it was a jiu-jitsu gym. Okay. I was like, oh, but dude, could you imagine her rolling with dudes all day and stuff like that? And me, I'm like, you're right. Maybe I'll just stay with the norms. You know what I mean?
Okay. So I'm getting with the 3-hour thing, and now with her rolling with dudes, you feel like you are a little bit of a protective boyfriend?
No, No. Okay. Maybe a little bit, but I mean, that was like years ago. I think I'm okay with their rolling with dudes now. I think, yeah, for sure, right?
Because I mean, I don't know if you have any. Actually, you're at Sanford, and I don't think there's Is there women there?
There's one.
There's one, exactly. I was actually looking to move to Florida and train there, and my manager told me that they were like, "Oh yeah, no ladies," and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, I bring something.
Yeah, sure.
I'm strong.
No, 100%. What's Yeah, I guess it's crazy. I don't make the rules. If it
No,
was up to
hey,
me, yeah.
I'm just busting your balls. It's all good.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna say was, you know, your girl, let's say there you did have some female teammates, you're training
Yeah.
with them, you know, what if she would got all butthurt, you know?
It butt hurt. Oh, if I was,
Like she
if I
got
was
mad
training-
that you were training with females. You're like, oh, you're in her guard. Oh, you guys are doing
Ah.
sexual positions. You're like, look, that's the last thing on my mind when I'm in someone's guard. I'm like, all right, how the fuck do I get out of here?
For sure. No, that's fair. That's fair. But I guess that was a couple years ago. Maybe I've grown up, so I think I'd be okay. I'm down to try it. Maybe.
All right, all right.
Yeah.
So we talked about your DMs, but like, you know, have you ever gotten any weird ones from females or males? Because, you know,
Yeah. Besides the occasional dick pic,
you get dick pics too?
I got a couple. A guy from California sent me a couple. Yeah, it's not. I mean,
You're like,
You
this
know-
is not what I expected getting into the UFC. I was like,
right? Like, this is not it. This is not the move.
okay. So what about abstaining from sex before a fight? A lot of people, they say like, oh, you know, what is it? It takes your testosterone away. I don't even know what they say about it anymore. But
So I was talking to Tim Kennedy years ago about this, and he said it actually boosts your testosterone. But fight week, I don't know. I'm about the weight cut, and I mean, if I'm down, my girl's not there, whatever. Most of the time, my girl, like I told you, whatever's not there. But I mean, if a smash comes, it comes. Like maybe not like fight night, but like the day before weigh-ins, or you know what I mean. Like, but yeah, if it's like Monday or Tuesday, possibly Wednesday.
so you're
right.
not like firm, like I have to cut it off. It's like if it happens, it happens. Because some people, they really do believe that, you know, saving it, you know, helps them or whatever.
Saving the juice.
Saving your
I don't-
juice, yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't believe in that. I think there's crazy stories, right? Like Mike Tyson, he'd be smashing all night and stuff. So
Yeah. Yeah. I heard the
I said,
story
nah.
about Mike Tyson. I've said this on the podcast before. One of his old security guards, he wrote a book. I don't remember the name of the book, but it's out there. And Mike Tyson used to have women hiding in the bathrooms so he could have sex with them right before he went out to fight. And when they asked him like, why do you do that? It's crazy. He's like, because if I don't come, you know, like I will kill that man in the ring. And now he walked out and literally he's told the security guard, he said, okay, now this man can live. And he'd go out and fight and beat that guy's ass. And I'm like, hey,
No,
I swear to
way.
God, I swear. Like it's
I'm gonna Google this right here. As soon as
Okay.
you get done, I'm
Yeah,
Googling
yeah.
it.
yeah.
Because I might try it. I'm gonna do that. My ex-family.
I speak the truth. I swear. There's a book on it.
What's
So-
up? Do you
Say it again?
sustain? Like, do you not? Do you?
No, I'm all about whatever makes you feel good, you know?
Yeah.
And so if I'm cutting to 25s, definitely not. Only because I'm like a fucking like mummy, just like so dry. You know? But I probably could like bantamweight, you know, and I'm, you know, definitely not going to be on top, you know, I'm going to be like starfishing it up or something. But
Save the energy for sure.
so I've been wanting to ask this question. And when we had our little pre-episode phone call, you were like, I'm an open book. So I'm like, I'm going to hit you with it, Phil. So for boys, obviously, do you remember, I don't want to say your first boner, but like an embarrassing boner story? Because I know young guys be getting boners in school and whatnot.
Yeah. No, I mean, I do remember my first boner. It was Sex and the City for sure.
Oh, you remember your first boner? Okay.
Yeah. No, that was, I don't know, that had to be decades ago. That's crazy. I remember that. But it was definitely Sex and the City, and it was I think her name's Carrie the blonde,
Yeah.
isn't it? Carrie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to just all night, because we come out at night, right? At that time, we come out at night, all night, we just beat off to those girls. Like, it was crazy.
Really? Sex and the City. What age was that?
Yeah, that
Young.
show's been on for like 20 years.
Yeah, Zol was saying that show's been on for like 20 years.
Before I was in high school, I think.
Yeah, that's
I
hilarious.
graduated in 04.
Where is like, I don't know if you're like a exhibitionist or not, but where's like the freakiest or the most wild place you've hooked up with someone?
The freakiest or the most wild place. Dude, I'm pretty vanilla, man. I'm sorry. Like, because I've been in relationships so
Yeah.
long, and it's like, I'm just getting into all this freaky stuff. Maybe like a sex club. Maybe that's like the freakiest.
Wait,
like
have you been to a sex club?
why are you judging me right now?
No, I'm
Yeah.
excited because judging, no. I'm so excited because one, I've never been, and my guy and I, we talk about it, but it's just like it's a big step, especially with your partner. Not, if you're like an individual, like, okay,
Yeah.
crazy night, but like to like go watch, have sex in
Yeah.
front of people, like, whoa, it's a big step. So were you alone or were you with someone?
Yeah. I went alone. I went with the buddy, my friend, whatever. We checked it out. Of course, because it's your crazy fantasy, right? You watch porn, you watch these shows and movies, and it just pops up, right?
Yeah.
Like, so there's one down here. We went, checked it out, and it was insane. Still is insane. Like, it's just crazy that this happens, and you would never know. And it's like completely normal looking people, like you would expect, like librarians and teachers, and just wild.
Yeah.
You be comfortable with your guy just in front of you?
Well, I think at first it would just be us, you know what I mean? Like us together, Yeah, because like I've never done that. Like I've never had sex in front of another person, with my partner. Have you?
Sex in front? Yeah, after going sex clubs, but I mean, but wait. So you're gonna do baby step? Or you're not just gonna? I guess you can't just dive right in.
Yeah.
But once you get the environment, like you'll just see it, like it just happens. Like I don't know.
So what happened when you went? Did you go have a drink, make eye contact with the girl, be like, all right, we're going?
I don't really drink, so.
Oh, okay.
So we walk into. So there's like a normal section, dancing, blah blah blah, normal people. Then there's like a playroom, and like it's like huge room, cut off in the section like single guys, and then like couples. So if the couple comes over to the single guy section, that means.
They're looking.
They're looking for a single guy. Yeah. So it's just like, without getting too crazy, it's just like insane. Like right now, I'm thinking about it, and just like, cause you see like.
Did a couple did a guy ask you to be with his wife?
I seen a guy ask another guy to be with his wife. Yeah, I seen that. So it's just, and it's crazy because I don't get the dynamic. Like, is it really for the guy? Is it for the girl? Is it for them both? Like, because you can see the guys like turned on to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, is that just voyeurism and him? Like, because I heard because we watch porn and it makes, I don't know, whatever, You know what I'm talking about?
I think it just depends, I mean, I hope that it's for both people, You would like to think that like both people are enjoying the situation, not like, oh man, my girl really wants to get boned, so I guess I'll take her to the sex club, like that's not sexy.
but then it makes them like, because you'll see old dudes in there with younger girls, and this guy may not get it up. So he takes his younger girl there and she has fun, and him seeing her have fun makes him like happy.
Which I love that, it's like, that's such an untraditional relationship. And for me, and that's having this podcast and like talking to people and their different experiences, like I love celebrating uniqueness and just doing whatever the fuck makes you happy, like. Yeah.
I'm with that.
All right. So you don't have any kind of like wild places. You're not really an exhibition like that, right?
No, I don't.
No favorite quickie story that like back in the college days or anything like that?
Favorite quickie story? No, give me an example. Like, what's a favorite quickie story? Like
okay, you're out somewhere with some friends and everybody left and it's just you and your girl and you're in the alley and you're like, oh, let's be crazy and just have sex in an alley or something. Or, let's see, Chris Lieben was on the show. He said that when he was on The Ultimate Fighter, they all went to a club and that he met a girl and they had sex in the bathroom. And then all the guys came in and were like, trying to tickle his balls under the door and stuff, like that's a crazy quickie, Yeah.
Sure.
All right. I guess we're all not Chris Lieben, still.
Sure. That's wild. That's funny. That's funny as fuck. But I mean, quickie, my sex is always like 7 minutes. So I mean,
oh, my bad. Yeah. He heard quickie. He was like, what do you mean quickie? I don't do quickies.
Sure.
Do you have any pet peeves in the bedroom?
Pet peeves in the bedroom. Pet peeves in the bedroom.
A girl's just not putting in the work. Someone who wants to receive but not give. Bad breath.
Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Do you receive and not give?
Wow, you have been blessed if you have never been with someone who's just like, come on, me. You're like, what about me?
That's hilarious.
You're lucky.
Yeah. Jeez. If that has happened, I probably blocked it out. am from my mind. Like that I didn't receive, but I gave. I don't know. But I'm a giver, so like it's standard. But any pet peeves? Ooh,
Smelly vagina. I don't know. Throwing it out there. Like,
all vaginas are not good.
Okay.
That is. But I haven't had too many. I'm blessed. Because I think it's relationships. I'm in so many relationships. Maybe
yeah.
I missed out the smelly vaginas.
Yeah. No, that's good. No pet peeves in the bedroom?
Pet peeves in
A girl just, as long as you're naked and in the bed, it's all good with Phil.
we're solid. Life is good.
Okay.
Pet peeves in the bedroom.
Earlier you said that you were a giver. I really want to know because, so, eating pussy is a must, like giving sexual, like, duh, but some dudes don't do it. Say it again?
Kiss and then eat pussy, same thing, kind of.
But some guys don't do it. Now, is eating ass on the same level, or is that?
They're like the same thing. We're talking about.
Okay,
I think it's like kiss, eat ass, eat pussy, same thing in that order.
But some people are like, oh yeah, eating pussy is great. Oh no, I would not eat ass, and
what?
Yeah.
Like, no, definitely. That's my thing. I like that. I mean, that's
your thing.
I mean, not my thing, but I mean, that's my thing. No,
Hey, it's okay if that's your thing,
my pastor, you're not gonna let me in church.
Earlier you mentioned that you don't drink, which is super rad. Not necessarily like everyone who doesn't drink has a problem. I just look back now and I'm like, man, it just doesn't fucking get you to your goals any faster. And it's very rare when you meet a fighter who's not an extremist like us. It's usually like, if I'm wrestling and fighting, we just go, full go, and with drinking and drugs and all that other stuff too. So my question to you is, what if you meet a girl, she's super cool, really hot, but she's just drinking all the time? Is that a deal breaker?
What do you like? On the weekends, you mean just like every day?
I mean, okay, maybe she's not drinking at 9 a.m., but like every dinner, she has a couple glasses of wine, and sometimes she gets shitty, sometimes she doesn't. For sure, she's drinking on the weekends because that's her thing. And I figure like you're in Miami, right?
Yeah.
It's like party, right?
I'm like that's something. But Miami's definitely a different breed of woman for sure. But
probably your kind of woman, like all done up, right?
No,
I mean you. Okay, so I did a little bit of research on you, and super cool that you went to Thailand and trained for a few years, and you've been to some different gyms and stuff. And you really gotta move around to find your family. You really, really do. And when you've been in the game long enough, you realize that. At first, you feel bad switching gyms. You're like, oh no, loyalty. But then it's like, you're the motherfucker that's getting in there trying not to get your head knocked off. So do whatever you got to do, right?
And if people love you, they understand it. They're like, all right, go do your thing, search it out.
Yeah, exactly. So you've been around. What place that you've lived, city, has the most beautiful women?
Has the most, dude? It's gotta be Miami.
Miami, sure. Right?
And it's gotta be Miami. Like that's not even.
Is there are there a lot of fake booties in Miami?
Fake. That's all there is. What do you mean?
Like, I would like to think that there's a lot of girls are putting in work too. I want to believe that girls are just squatting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes and no, but definitely beautiful women in Miami. But it's kind of like the women are different. Like, okay, so like I'll tell you. So I went on a date with this girl. I don't know, like maybe a month ago, right? This is just like example, right? So I feel like Miami goes a little more materialistic because so went on this date, boom, pay for dinner, boom, I don't know, maybe 200, 150, but she was like married for a long time. She's definitely gonna know if she sees this, who I'm talking about. She's married for a long time and she's never been to like a sex club. So I'm like, I'm gonna put you on, girl. Boom. Now a sex club, the way it works is like you buy a membership and you pay a nightly fee. So boom, take her to the sex club. It had to be maybe like $250. So I mean, we're adding up. This is like the second date type thing. On the second date, like we're going to sex club, fed you, blah, blah, blah. Then I don't drink, but she drinks. So we went to the alcohol store, get her some alcohol. Didn't even hit me with the pump fake. Like, like, oh, I'll pay for this. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
No, I don't do the pump fake. I do the real deal.
Yeah.
And I've gotten in a lot of trouble from my girlfriends who are, oh, you better not pay, like, and I'm like,
Yeah.
it like you said, it's like, at least I've never heard it called that, the pump fake.
Dude,
That's
like,
hilarious. DJ Zol's like over here. Okay.
Just hit me with the pump fake, and I'm like, nah, baby, I got this. Chill out. You know what I mean?
Basketball term. You go like this.
Pump fake. Okay.
You go around. You don't take the shot.
Got it.
So then hit me with the pump fake, border alcohol, boom. Then I remember drove like an hour to pick her up, something crazy, whatever. Dude, end of the story, boom, 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 whatever, nothing happened, which is okay, it happened, cool. But like, pay for everything, sexy girl, but it's like Miami, like it's just like super crazy, materialistic, sexy, but like, I don't know where I went off on that.
Did she not put out?
I mean, I blocked her when I got home. Like, I mean, no, like it didn't happen. Which is okay. Like,
Phil does not like not getting his way.
Which I mean is like, okay, so don't give me any, which is okay, it's your thing, right? But like, hit me with a pump fake.
Yeah.
Then,
wait.
like,
so are you upset that she didn't like at least like try to like fake the pay, or did you guys not hook up that night?
We did not hook up that night.
Oh, it's a double whammy. That was a
Double
rough
whammy.
one.
If we didn't hook up and I got the pump fake, I was like, all right, bet. Cool, I'm gonna try again.
Yeah.
But like,
I actually, that bitch just used you. Damn it.
Yeah, sure.
Well, at least that's what it felt like, right? You know?
Yeah.
Like, you don't.
Yeah.
You don't make the gesture. Yeah, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Not saying
Just
you always
like-
got to put out, but.
Yeah, you don't have to. I mean, but I mean, like, hit me with a pump fake. You have to.
That's the term of the day, pump fake. I love it. So Phil, this is a perfect transition into the lightning sex round. You're new to the show, but it is a rapid fire yes or no section. Actually, there's one question that's like, have you ever been to a sex club? So when we get to that, we'll just keep it moving.
Sure.
You ready to play?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, lightning sex round with Phil. Here we go. Do you dirty talk in bed?
Yes.
Spank or like to be spanked?
Spank.
Okay. Biting?
Solid, yes.
Choking?
Getting into it, yes.
Threesomes?
Yeah, for sure.
You're like, if I've been to a sex club, of course.
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
Standard.
I mean, devil's threesome or, a good Christian threesome, with the...
Wait, what's the difference? What do you mean?
So devil's threesome is the two dudes and a girl, and the good Christian threesome is two... Oh, sorry. The Christian is two dudes and a girl. That's the good one.
That's the good one?
Oh, no.
That's the
Two girls and a guy.
Yeah, my God. Okay, Christian. Two girls and a guy. Devil's is the two guys and a girl.
Yeah, of course. That's like college days. That's nothing.
Okay, all right. Got it. Keep moving. Do you watch porn?
Yes.
Any fetishes? Like a foot fetish?
Why do you keep tossing it out? Now I like feet, but any fetishes? Maybe some MILF, but now they're not MILFs. They're just like girls my age. I don't know. It's weird.
What's your age limit? Like, would you do like a 50?
A 50? That's like
60? 60?
It depends how you look, right? Of course. Like,
Okay.
yeah, right.
But I mean,
what keeps it together.
J-Lo's
Like-
a hot 50.
oh yeah, J-Lo's a hot 50.
All
Yeah.
day, J-Lo.
You're not gonna get a lot of J-Lo 50s though, guys. Come on. Jeez. Talking about Rihanna and fucking.
Yeah, it's Miami. You never know. I don't know.
You're
We
right.
get some more
Hey,
fun.
she out there owning.
What about bondage, like ropes, blindfolds, handcuffs?
Dude, I don't like. So, like I said, I'm a pleaser. I'm a giver. Like, so if a girl's down for that, I'm like, all right, let me try it. But like me, I take enough whippings all day. Like, you ain't gonna whip me like that. You know what I mean? But,
No, not whipping, but like restraints,
shame me? Like,
Yeah, like tying you up, like tie you up, handcuff you up, like there's like sex ties now I see. Yeah. No?
no, I could do it for the girl, but me, I don't think I'm down for that. You know what I mean? Like,
Of course.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, I think certain personalities that like have a problem relinquishing control. It's a certain kind of
Yeah.
personality, especially with a lot of fighter guys, I think, and females too. It's like you don't want to be held down. you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Our whole lives is like, get off your back. You know?
Sure.
Okay. Role playing.
Role playing. I haven't done it, but I'll be down. That'd be. I feel like I'm a little awkward though. I'll probably just laugh the whole time.
That's exactly what I say. I'm like, I would try and then I'd start giggling and like, you can't have a boner when you giggle, so it's okay.
Sure. I'm definitely gonna try.
Butt stuff on you or a partner.
Yeah, no brainer.
Got it.
Wait. I mean, like, not like in, but like we can. Yeah,
we can mess around. Okay, all right, cool. Do you use sex toys?
Me personally, like, do I? No, but on the female for sure, all day.
All right.
Yeah.
Are you a lingerie lover?
I'm a fan.
Really?
I'm a fan. As I grew older, like I appreciate it. Normally, I'm just like rip it off. But now, yeah,
okay.
for sure.
Yeah. Body hair, yay or nay?
What the? Oh, actually, like I mean, it's exotic. Like so, like sometimes you see like on an adult film. Can I say? Yeah. Right?
Yeah. Porn, yeah.
You see it like, oh, that's exotic, like on like her vagina or something like that. But
like a nice little triangle, or you know.
Yeah, it's like it's exotic. It's different now.
It's different,
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm still probably shaved.
Have you ever been caught having sex or masturbating?
Caught having sex or masturbating? Oh, have I been caught having sex or masturbating? Dang, I'm sure I got caught masturbating somewhere, somehow.
But if you don't remember, then it wasn't super embarrassing, probably. You're probably like, whatever.
Oh, you got me.
Okay, well, that was a lightning sex round. Thank you so much, Phil. It's always fun. We're going to play Fuck, Marry, Kill.
Yes! Yes!
Fuck one, marry one, kill one. Go. I think we're done here.
I'm going to give you 3 names, and you're going to tell me which of these ladies you would fuck, who you would marry, and who you would kill. Are you ready?
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
So since you are a fan of The Rock, you walk out to his walkout music, correct?
Yeah. Correct.
I decided to give you female WWE stars, and they are Sable, Trish Stratus, and Marlena. So
we fuck Sable, marry Trish Stratus, and kill Marlena.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, solid.
Yeah, cool. I mean, it's pretty solid. I don't honestly, I'm not super into wrestling. I've become friends with like a couple wrestlers this last year, so I'm like getting into it. But were you big into WWE growing up?
I was a huge fan, but it was like a different time back then with like The Rock and Stone Cold and like X-Pac and D-Generation X. Like now it's like different, way different. You know what I mean? Like I'm used to like,
you don't like the characters or what?
I just like you fall out of it, right? Like your life, it just goes from stages, and like I think, like we said before, like I feel like as kids, like little boys or little girls, like wrestling's like part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then you go to that stage, but they still have a huge fan base, which is crazy.
Trust me, like I've had a couple wrestlers on the podcast, and the fans that reach out and like write questions, and then I've had to go support my girl. Actually, she's wrestling this Tuesday, guys, at the Irvine Improv. If you want to come check out my girl Zeta Zhang, I'll be there supporting her at the Irvine Improv at 7 p.m. But yeah, you just gotta like I love my girl. You gotta put your friends, you gotta put them up. But yeah, these fans, these wrestling fans, they are fucking diehard. Like, I saw like these little kids like crying when the wrestler would lose, but like they're just
of course.
And then they just grow up and they never stop believing. Some people
are dirty. Yeah, sure.
Okay, so speaking of the fan questions, let's get to those right now. Actually, before we get to those, for the listeners and the viewers at home who will not follow us to the UFC Fight Pass platform, where can they find you on all your social media, or if anything else you want to plug right now?
Yeah, anything else you want to plug? You can just follow me on Philip Hawes, HAWES.
Twitter.
Twitter is Philip Hall. Same thing. I keep it like pretty standard, pretty
Smart.
neutral. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You on the TikTok now?
I do have TikTok. I'm trying to figure it out, like what I want my shit to be, like what I'm trying to go for, because I'm not gonna be there TikTok dancing.
Yeah, I feel like literally everyone I talk to who's like around our age, we're like, I have it, trying to figure out how the fuck to use it. Like, don't really have time for another fucking app, but everyone tells us that I'm missing out on all this marketing. I'm like, God damn it, I'm not dancing. That's for sure.
I'm not dancing. No, I'm not.
You're not a dancer?
Are you a good dancer? Are you a good dancer?
God, look at me, I'm punk rock girl. You're out in Miami, you know. I'm like, that's a club place, right? Yeah, I don't dance, obviously.
Yeah. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna go to 11. I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, you're not gonna pull any ladies. Sorry, Phil. Don't use that. That's it, guys, for episode 122 with Phil, No Hype Hawes. I love it. Even though he filled in for Dean, I'm just super glad we had him on the show. Like, you know, I didn't know him at all. Who knows how long it would have been till we actually got him on the show. So that was a good thing, actually. Also, guys, UFC Fight Pass is the world's premier combat sports streaming service with over 200 live events, the largest fight library in existence, and original shows and more. Sign up for 1 year and get half off for a limited time at ufcfightpass.com/signup. Earlier, we gave you guys a whole buttload of information about UFC Fight Pass. If that doesn't sell you on it, I don't know what will. Next week, we talk to Phoenix Carnival. She is a media personality, cage-side reporter, martial artist, commentator, fitness professional, and actress. She's been featured on Showtime Sports, Access TV Fights, UFC Unfiltered, CNN, MTV, ESPN, Spike TV, and Fox. Phew. This lady is very talented. You're like, what? She's not a fighter? Yeah, okay. I like to bring different MMA personalities on. I'm trying to get like referees. I want to get, I don't know if a judge would be interesting. There's probably not a lot of, actually, I don't think there's any female judges. Yeah, because Felicia OG black belt, she's trying to become a female judge. She just judged the amateur fights at Up Next recently. Yeah, I love it. I just love women trying to break the glass ceiling there and trying to get into different areas. So we're going to have on Phoenix. Check her out next week. Dean Thomas will come on the podcast still. He rescheduled, I think it was December 1st. So if you're interested in hearing Dean's episode, that will be December 2nd because we record on the 1st. Yeah, so that'll come. And if you don't know who Dean Thomas is, he is a retired UFC fighter, but now is a UFC analyst and commentator. And yeah. Yeah, I feel like he should be in the UFC Hall of Fame if he's not, and super funny and on social media as well. So I think his personality is going to do really well in this podcast. Don't forget to check out the website, sexviolencewithrebelgirl.com. Pick up a shirt, hat, doesn't matter, anything. Actually, I want to tell you, Zol, people have been buying some merch lately, and I really, to all you guys buying shirts and stuff like that, I get a little notification, and I'm like, oh, yeah, someone bought a fucking shirt.
This is the season to be buying gifts.
Yes, good. Okay, guys, if you know somebody who likes this podcast, a perfect gift would be a Sex and Violence with Rebel Girl beanie because it's cold, or we got the tote bags on there, or a phone case. Check it out, guys.
Coffee mug for hot chocolate.
Yeah. And then if you wanted to support us by checking out my exclusive fan site, that is ashleyrebelgirl.com. And just share this podcast. I tell you guys that every week, but have you done it? Have you? You should. Please, guys. I love you. Thank you so much for the fan questions and for tuning in. And a special thank you to audio engineer DJ Zol at DJ Zol on Instagram, Tomorrow Kids Studio at Tomorrow Kids Official. And you can always find us on Instagram at Sex and Violence with Rebel Girl and myself at Ashley MMA. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's show. We'll be back with a new guest next week. Remember, what do I always say? Be kind, be grateful, but don't take shit from anyone. I love you guys.